Well, hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Happy Tactics, where we are playing strategy games sheerly for love of the games. And today we're going to be playing Reus 2. And I have to say, this is an absolutely delightful little game, very cozy. It scratches a very specific itch. It's kind of like Civilization and Black and White, if you remember that game from a long time ago. So in this game, we're not leading armies or conquering nations. We're literally going to be shaping a planet as a godlike being and use these giant elemental creatures to terraform and to grow ecosystems and to help these little civilizations thrive that are on these planets. And it's a lot of fun. And along the way, going to be solving all kinds of little puzzles and putting things together. It is a very chill, relaxing game, but it still has this really nice puzzle-solving added component to it. So a lot of fun, and I think a really nice addition for this channel. So I'm glad the Wheel of Strategy kicked it up for us. So what we're going to do is I'm going to treat this with just an entirely new profile here, and we're going to get to unlock some stuff as we go, and we're going to see how far we go. And as you can see, yes, there are some DLC for these things that you can pick up, which is kind of cool. We are kind of doing the plain vanilla, although there has been an upgrade that recently that involves catechisms, and there's warfare now and all kinds of interesting things. So we're going to start a new game, which means we're going to take a little proto-planetary system, I guess. I mean, actually, that's not quite how planets are formed, but that's okay. That's how they are in this game. And we're going to choose a human spirit that will lead the destiny of this planet. So we have a choice between the goddess, who is interested in making gold, the inventor, who's looking for science, and the sage, who is looking for food. Now, I have to say, all along the way, we're going to get other leaders, 3 usually, that are going to be populating our planet. And we're going to be looking for gold and science and food for everybody. That's just kind of how it works. But we get to choose who we want here, and any one works. But I think maybe just to start with, we'll start with food. We'll start with the sage spirit, and we'll choose food. And right now, the giant titans that sort of help us build this planet, we only have 3 of those unlocked with this particular profile, and eventually we'll be able to unlock these others. They're all very cool. And I'm going to be using basically the essential settings for this playthrough. And so we're using human, we're using a challenge mode. There's all these different things, other things we can do. We'll find out about how the eras work and things like this. And we'll go ahead and create our planet. And when we do, out of the chaos comes this planet and a bunch of half-naked people. They have their fig leaves, but it will give us these tutorial things, at least for our first planet. And I thought I'd leave this up because it does a nice job of explaining things. It says, in Reus 2, every era starts with a barren planet. It is up to you to create a livable habitat for the humans. Your goal is to explore all fates of humanity by completing eras. Each era has its own set of goals. The more goals you achieve, the faster you'll unlock new content and mechanics. So that's what we're doing. A new era dawns, but before you pick an era, you must follow a planet's prologue, follow the tutorial quest to learn the basics of the game, click on the question mark buttons to gain more info. Okay, so here we are, and the one nice thing, again, I like about this game is it has a pause. It has a pause, so you never feel rushed, but it really isn't that kind of game where you have to, like, you're being attacked and everything is going down. It's really more of a puzzle-solving game. It almost feels like you're playing a board game. So what we want to do right now, it says tutorial quest, create life, create forest or desert. So we have these titans, and when you double click on them, it'll take you right to the titan, wherever it is. And these are creatures that can build areas for us on the planet. And I can scroll in and out of the planet. I can wheel around with the WASD, that kind of a thing. But what we want to do is, for these guys, they're interested in food. So we're going to create some forest. And I'm going to just draw that, highlight that here, and we'll go ahead and create some forest for these guys and let them settle down. There it is. It's that easy. Trees sprout. These guys are ready to settle in. I will say what I tend to do is give a little ocean biome to the side of each one of these. I'm going to do the at least 2. I don't think it likes it because I'm in pause. Whoop, am I out of pause? Okay, let me right click. So I'm going to do There we go. It had a little moment. Let's do this. Oh, it's not doing it. That's funny. Okay, we'll let that go. There we go. I think he's finally done. All right, build me an ocean there. And then when he's done, I'm going to have him build an ocean over here. And these guys, we're going to just have them settle. Well, right there is fine. So there we go. We have built our first city on this planet. Everything else is sort of wasteland, but in this one little oasis, kind of, I don't know, a little Garden of Eden, we have this beautiful forest surrounded by water eventually here on all sides. And we have some things we want to do. The way this game works is that you have it's sort of like turn-based strategy, except the energy essentially that you have to use to do things on your planet are called eons, E-O-N, and we have 40 of these until the era wraps up, and we're going to try to get our planet as far along as we can in that time. And so this says spend 5 eon to place a bioticum, and that's what they call the stuff down here. So these guys are very interested in food, and so eventually they're going to have all kinds of quests and things for us to do. Sometimes these little slots here, these are where we're going to put critters and minerals and plants. And if you notice, this particular city now lives in this little region here, but eventually it will expand to take all this land and possibly the ocean. This guy's about ready to build an ocean for us over here. So for right now, we want to just get this city going. So what I'm going to do is throw down something with food. And right now, if you click on any of these guys, they will show you what you can put in these biomes. These are almost like little hex pieces you might put on a game board, and they will take spot here and give resources to the city that we're playing with. And then, hold on one second. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. And then that will give resources to this city. So what I want to do is give this guy food, the sage. If I click on the city, sort of the middle tab here where the kind of the city center is, it will tell us we're at level 1 with food. But if we get up to 15 extra little food point resources, we'll bump up to level 2. Same with technology, same with gold. It tells us who is running the city, the kind of thing that he's looking for. These little tabs, you can explore these galore. Again, there's lots of little layers to this game. But the simplest thing would be, let's get these guys some food. We have a giant that can build us some plants, someone that can make some little critters for us, and make some minerals for us as well. And I think to start with, we'll just throw down a little blueberry plant here. And when we do, and really you can see it here too, if you click on this, the blueberry plant says it gives you 20 food points, but 10 extra ones if it's next to a mineral bioticum, which just means a mineral component, a mineral element here. And so you notice all those little food, which are kind of represented with apples, they bump over here. And it looks like we've got our first little challenge. Let's get him up to 3. I think we just did with a simple plant. Again, these initial challenges are pretty straightforward, not so hard to deal with. But that's great. So far so good. And it looks like we've got somebody else who's ready to settle. We can call a nomad and create ourselves a new city. So let's see what we have here. So if I click on this, we can either have a pirate queen be in charge of this city. This is someone adventurous. Looks like they get extra resources when they have another property called Mystery that is within their borders, which is interesting. And then you have the diplomat, who kind of likes a little bit of everything. They just want prosperity, so that they're for gaining anything. I think just to make it interesting, we'll call the pirate queen, and let's make a location for them. I think let's build ourselves a desert. So we have a sea here. Again, in this game, desert has resources. It's not necessarily as barren as you might think. You unlock all these extra resources, and it turns out forest, really good for food. Desert's really good for gold. And that's the reason I chose that for the pirate settlement, because that's what they want. And I think what I'll do as well is just throw a little ocean over here, maybe a little bit of a bigger ocean, because she sounds like she wants mystery, and the ocean is filled, as we all know, with mystery. So I'm going to put her, let's see, what does she got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just put her right here in the middle and see where she ends up. So, and then what we can see is we'll watch these little villagers who still haven't figured out clothing. But I hope they get that down pretty soon. They're going to be coming over here, crossing our little ocean here, and eventually settling in for a new city right here. And these are our little goals. These are sort of the extra tutorial quests. Activate a symbiosis, which means a little bioticum, a little element here that works in conjunction with an element right next to it, and settle a second city. So we can satisfy the symbiosis if we would like, because if I click on my blueberries, notice it says, hey, if it's next to some minerals, it produces even more food. Well, I have a guy right here who makes minerals. He gives us gold and science. So we can actually get a fair amount of gold. It's not our main objective with this guy, but that's all right. He'll come over and we'll satisfy both of these in quick order. Now, our pirate settlement. Of course, what do they want? They want gold. They want lots of gold. Now, when I satisfied that little request that the city had, that you notice that these things over here give me some reward. They give us some prosperity, which is like a little point measurements, which is a sum of our population and technology and wealth on this particular planet. And it also gives us some extra things, extra nomads to settle somewhere, but also something called a draft, which means I get new cards that I can use. So in this case, if I click on drafts, notice I have a forest biome and a desert biome and an ocean biome. And the rainforest and the taiga are locked up right now. We're using the forest. We're mostly deep into that, so I'm going to get new forest cards. Now this guy up here, who's running our forest city right now, is all about food. You can see that in the little pop-up box there. So I have some choices. I have the apple tree, which produces a lot of food. In fact, a lot when it's next to other fruits. But I also can get a pear tree and a squirrel that I can place in there. Notice there's food for all of those. The pangolin is also a little critter that I could drop in here, and as well as getting bamboo and the palace cat. I believe this one is sort of a mixed bag, a little science, a little food, a little gold. Since we're going for a lot of food in this particular city, I'm going to unlock the apple trees group of cards, and then I'll be able to use those in the next request over here. But let's, first of all, help out these good people. Now it looks like, oh, they have a science booster in this slot, which is nice. So we'll be able to get lots of science for this particular settlement. But of course, she is not interested in science. She wants money, money, money. And if I look at the things that I can put in here, well, as you switch over biomes, the Titans will tell you what they can build in the forest and in the water and in the desert. So for desert plants right now, all we have is sagebrush. It gives us some science. It also gives us one of these, which is the biodiversity rating. And you want to get that as high as possible because it lets you put more interesting things in these little slots. What about animals? We have some animals. Well, we have the sand cat, which gives us 5 gold, but also 20 extra gold if there's one other critter in here. And the jerboa will actually give us that category. So we'll get a little synergy here with the jerboa and get food and gold. That might be the way to go. If we want pure gold, we can just go for the quartz. The redstone would work. But I think I'm kind of interested in increasing my biodiversity, so I might actually use 10 of my Eon points to give ourselves a sand cat. So our giant crab-like creature will hop over here and build us a sand cat. And then just to make it a little bit more interesting, let's give him a little critter to chase around. And what we'll see is that that's going to create a synergy between these two, the little green flashing line, and I get extra resources going all into my city. And this is part of the satisfaction. You get to see how these things level things up. You create these synergies and these little connections, and it's very, very satisfying. So there it goes. I hit my 3 wealth. And if you ever want to see what's going on in these, you hit the little close eye, open eye, and it will tell you what's in the slot and what you're producing. So as things get kind of full, it is nice to have that little button highlighted to get things going. Okay. What next? Well, it looks like we have some more settlers who are interested in being nomadic. Someone who wants to be a miner and someone who wants to be a diplomat. Just for rounding things out, I think I will call in a science guy. So we'll get the scientist, but where should the scientist live? Well, the scientist is going to need some territory. I think, what is best? Let's see. So if I choose this, it's a high yield of gold with gems and minerals. Ocean is mystery and animals, and this is mostly food. But you know what? I think I'm going to give him forestry to try to work his science, and we'll see how it goes. Again, he'll get some bonus food effects too, but I'm hoping for a science booster. That would be kind of nice. And so once this biome is built by my giant tree creature friend here, I'll call the miner and put him right there. And then off they go. And now these settlements seem to be doing pretty well. They're going to call us over very soon to help them level up and get more synergies and things like that with the things that are in their biomes. But right now they want us to hang out with these miners who are still haven't figured out the clothes things. I guess they're going to create their own society. So they're like, I'm going to leave all my clothes behind as I head across this ocean, this vast ocean. But we're going to figure out clothes. If he's a scientist, he should be able to invent clothes. That shouldn't be a problem. So we'll get these guys over. But hopefully you're seeing kind of the vibe of this game. It is such a chill, relaxing game. And again, we're seeing the tutorial level piece of this. And very soon we're going to see, oh, of course, a plant booster. Well, maybe some plants can give us some research. Very soon we're going to see the satisfaction of kind of maximizing the symbiosis between some of these little pieces. Right now, I know he wants to have 3 technologies. So if I look at the plants that I can produce, I got lots that produce some food. I also have a little tutorial quest to put an apex bioticum. That just means something that's a little more powerful than what we got, something that requires a little more diversity. In this case, I think an ash would be a great place for that plant booster. Now, it doesn't have any synergy with anything, but it's going to get a 50% boost by just being at this point. And so when I put it there, lo and behold, I'm going to get food and lots of research. And I think enough to actually, yep, I can see it already colored. It's going to be enough to get us to the next level. So in order to place an apex bioticum, I might go back here. This is my most developed city so far. Let's see what I got in terms of apex. I think what they mean here, place an the biome needs enough biodiversity. Okay, so that's one that has a biodiversity requirement. So in that case, the only one I have there really is the apple tree, which would be perfect because if it's next to fruit, we got moss there, but this counts as an alignment too. So I've got, notice, 2 biodiversity, and I have an apple tree that requires 2. So if I put him right there, not only will I give this apex biotica thing going on, and I'm going to open this up so we can see the connection here. We'll see this go up, and because of all these connections, we get lots of symbiosis and lots of food in my city. You can see it piling up as it counts its way through and levels up this stuff. So that's pretty cool. Now the other requirement I just realized is that this guy not only wants technology, he wants some minerals in his borders. I don't blame him. Minerals are a great resource. He wants 2, and let's see, this guy doesn't have any sort of symbiosis thing going on. So I think the best bet for him, and I don't have any extra level slots, so I'm going to give him the kind of mineral that he would want. Apparently, if you have some mossy stone around, you can do some good science. And also, if you notice the little skull and crossbones, the little orange skull and crossbones, that will get him some defense if he gets invaded. So we got a little more biodiversity there. We got some this. I'm gonna actually do this, even though it doesn't give him as much science. It will give him some food, and that actually is going to be important as well, and a little more biodiversity. So we can do some more apex stuff. So very good. Sage Village has a new request. They want 10 population. Right now, they're at 6, and they want 10. I don't blame them. They also have a special project for us. So let's see what this special project is. And it's all about food. Again, there's some things you can choose. It's like Ocean Shrine, things like that. I think we want to mainly stick with food. And maybe, since we got a little fruit already, we might want to pick the Fruit Picker project. Because not only is that going to give us some extra food right off the bat, because it is meant to be taking advantage of the 2 fruit that's already there, and that might get us close to 10 already. I don't know, because I already had the apple tree and the blueberries. I got the extra synergy with this thing, and so we're gonna get to 9. We need a little bit more. We need a little bit more food in here, and I like the idea of increasing the biodiversity. So I'm thinking about choosing an animal now. Animals are good for food. And I can get 10 from this squirrel if he is next to at least 1 tree. So I could put him here and get something from him. Whoops. Cancel that. X. And then the bunny just a straight output of 15. So I do like increasing the biodiversity. So I think it seems appropriate to put my little squirrel right over here. And that, I think, will give us just enough food to bump us into level 10. Which is pretty neat. So, let's see, is that right? Because he'll do 5 and 5. Oh, no, actually, I think we might be 1 shy. But that's okay. Because we need extra food in here anyway. So maybe another fruit tree. So I think that gives us extra biodiversity, which is nice. So I might just drop down some rabbits in an empty slot, because I think we're going to end up right shy. Yeah, that's okay. Now let's just go through some options here. Certainly I've done those trees. I could do a pear tree. You know what? I might do a replacement here. So you can do 1 extra eon if I replace this animal now with another tree. This is a pear tree, and the reason I chose to do that is that it's going to produce a lot more food than that rabbit. It doesn't give me quite as much biodiversity as having that extra rabbit, but you can see I definitely satisfied everything I needed with that one. Buy Eon in a planet shop. So here we go. It's still counting. And sometimes you'll put stuff down and it activates everything in your little system there, and it's just so gratifying. It's a very clicker, exciting kind of time. Okay, buy Eon in the planet shop. So this is something we hadn't looked at yet. Is to click on the planet shop button here, and you can get extra sort of energy or points, however you want to think of it, by spending these numbers down. Again, you're not really using up anything. This is sort of currency just for this shop. If you don't use it, it just goes away. It doesn't mean anything in the ultimate system of the game. It's just ways to buy other things here that we'll learn more and more about. In this case, I'll just take the cheapest thing and just buy some era, some Eon. And then it says to spend all my Eon to complete the first era, and I'll get there. Let's see if we can help out this pirate village. They have a project for us. They want more wealth and more population. So let's see if we can choose a project that might lend itself to that. Certainly more wealth. And that will be certainly more population. They don't have 2 or 3 predator biotica. Well, I'm going to unlock that one because I already have 1 predator in here, so I'll only have to place 1 more to get that bonus. So if you notice, if I hover over this sand cat, it tells me it is a predator. Again, if I turn the eyeball off, you just sort of see the cat, but it'll still do the overview thing. And so I just want to grab 1 more predator, and I think I will get more. Let's see, but I don't have... Oh, I have 2 drafts I haven't chosen. That's silly. Let's get a desert draft. We definitely want to go for the lapis lazuli, I think, rather than the limestone, because that would be more of a science draft for us. And I got to do 1 more draft, and that is for the ocean, because I'd like to start developing that. Good place for food, good place for science. I'm thinking, in this case, this one's mostly food and gold. Coral, science. I'm going to unlock this first, the tuna first. Now, what does that mean? That means if I can get 1 more predator in my little bioticum here, I will get what I need. And so what I could do is, there's no biodiversity here yet. For each adjacent fish, if I could do herring, and plus 15 if it's next to sea anemones, which I don't have yet, I don't believe. Oh, I do have some. All right, I might just go splurging because this is the Pirate Queen. I was going to have her expand out here anyway. So let's see what I can do here and get lots of food for her, because the ocean's a great place for food. And I can get a little bit of this too. So if I place this guy here, where's my zone here? Where is the closest zone? Okay, they're there. So what I'm thinking is I will place one fish here. It's outside of my zone, which is okay, because they'll see this stuff and then want to expand. So I do one fish there. This guy needs plus 20 for each adjacent fish. And then I'm going to put this guy here. So I'm going to basically stock up this this ocean to be an exciting place. So so this is clownfish, and then I was going to do herring here. And then I was going to do, that gives me enough biodiversity to get some of these guys here. And you see, here come some explorers, and they are ready to grab some of these goodies. So here they go, and there it's giving me both gold and food resources, lots of gold. So my hope is that it'll really boost what I need there. Actually, I think I should be able to just about satisfy everything. I don't know if it's quite enough food, but I've got other plans for food. Yep, definitely got the population up. And the wealth, I think, is going to almost up to 8, all in just a couple of ply. So that's what's so fun, is seeing all the synergies and the connectivity of these kind of things. So what else can we do here? We want to get just a little more wealth, a little more coffers in there. Well, you know what? Just to add in here, I think just some quartz. It'd be nice if, for each adjacent gem, it's already expanded out here. I think I'll just throw some quartz here. For just the sake of it. I can always replace it later on, but that will definitely get all of the wealth they need to level up to level 8. And they're still getting stuff. They're getting happy down here. And then when they do, I'll get another draft, and I can choose from whatever I don't have. But we'll see. So here we go, creating some more there, which I didn't realize these guys. Oh yes, they get extra little food for the food biome stuff. So again, sometimes you accidentally create these little things. Now when she asks for science, I'm going to drop something in the science booster. The miner village. See, that's what you go. You go from quest to quest to quest. It's so gratifying. You feel like you're helping people. Sometimes they go on war, have battles with each other. But that's okay. This guy wants wealth. He's actually we've already met that wealth criteria. Wealth of 3, but he is rich. He's doing just fine. Oh, I have a little animal booster. That's nice, because I'm looking for some technology here. And we're not grabbing out stuff in the ocean just yet. So for technology, I'm thinking some stone. Let's get him some. There are some stones that will give him a nice boost in technology. And the stone cutter here will allow him to make use of those. And in fact, I might already be doing so, because we're getting some there. But he wants 8 technology. And, oh, I'm still looking at that city. There we go. So we're 4. So let's see what we can do to create, because this thing needs 2 out of 4. So we need 2 stones, basically. And 1 will give us gold, 1 will give us research. So let's do some mossy stone there. He's already got 1. But this might do... wait, didn't that already give him 2 out of 4? Maybe I'm misunderstanding that. There are 2 out of 4 element biotica within its borders. There we go. So there, it is kicking out stuff. How much research we get? Should be a pretty good pile of it. There we go. There it goes. It's all kicking in. Different things are good. Is that going to get us up to... It's going to definitely get us to 7. Is it going to get us up to 8? Yes, I think so. So it looks like with 1 placement, because we pick the right project, it gets us up to 8, just barely, which satisfies this criteria. Oh, 4 minerals within the borders. That's the other thing he wanted. Okay, I'd rather save the critter for later. And he wants 4 minerals. Well, what can I tell you, man? I don't have a lot for you just yet. Oh, actually, I might. Let me grab a forest card. I'm out of rerolls. Okay. I'll get the only thing I have there. That'd be a fun critter to put in the critter spot. But we just need one more mineral. How many do we have of these? We have 1, 2, the mossy agate. So I guess we'll just do this one just to get the... Again, technology, I would argue, is one of your most important resources. It's funny that I have more of gold and population than that, but that's okay. It still will give him what he needs to satisfy his little request, which gives us more points. And it says the time for the new era has continued. But you notice the requests are still coming, which is kind of cool. The sage has some new needs that we can help satisfy. He wants to have more population. And we have enough of our little resources in the bank that maybe we can buy 2 more little era. Can we get his population up to 20 with 2 clicks? We have 2 places here. What is this? That's a food picker. Okay, so we can, if we can do some fruit, we've already got a lot of fruit here, but maybe we can do some extra fruit. What did I get here? Any, so the 3, it now needs 3, and if I put this here, I'm not sure that will increase. That'll do 10, so maybe I won't quite get the synergy I want from this for each adjacent fruit bioticum. See, if I try to put it now, it says, hey, you need more biodiversity in this place. But I only have 2 charges left. 0 to 9. Actually, I really only have 1, don't I? All right. Well, I might be a little stuck. I might not be able to get this guy quite what he needs to satisfy him, but I can still give him some good fruit. So let's plus 20 if he's adjacent to at least 2 different bioticums. I can definitely get the pear here. That's not going to give him enough. Even with the fruit picker, I don't think he's going to get enough from that. So that's just a raw 15. But then you get some more here. So let's see what that takes me up to. It's a lot. But now I only have 1 more pick left. It gets me up to 15. They wanted 20. It's going to get me to 16. And then I could put... What is this guy's synergy? Oh! Look at this. You know... Who's he being attacked by? He's got a little defense, but... oh, these guys are much hardier. Where are they from? The raiders from the... Of course, well, it's the pirate queen. They're going to take some of their resources. So I haven't seen the battle stuff fully play out. It just means they lose a little bit. But that's okay, because it all works out in the end. It's not really something I participate in, but sometimes they will come to worship or not like some of these titans, which is kind of interesting. So then you can use things like cataclysms and tornadoes and stuff to sort out some things. Right now, not looking great. Oh my goodness, what are they going to take? Are they taking some of their food? That might make the population goal even harder. Humans. What a mess. What a mess we are. Can't we get our act together? Let's see. So can I place this? Will it let me place it? Yeah. Let's see. Can do. I got +2. I need a +3. Okay. So I don't really have what it takes. I'll just put another blueberry. It's not the best, and it's not really going to even optimize my blueberry. So I might just be using this as just a chance to give them a little bit more growth, but really it's just going to be time to move on to our next era and to see what comes next for our little population here. So I think we did pretty well. Oh, I have a draft. I didn't even notice. Let's get the desert. So I have that for next time, the limestone. Very good, very good. Spent all of that. So we are going to move on to the next era and see how that plays out. And I think that's a good time to put in a little cut. So next time on Happy Tactics, we will take these happy, sometimes warring human beings to the next level in their little planet. So I'll see you next time on Happy Tactics.